Hi everyone, my name is Abby Lockhart, and I had the pleasure of doing my teacher observations at one of the newer middle schools in the Treasure Valley, Victory Middle School. I was paired up with Ms. Schmidt during her 8th grade health class. I chose to observe middle school age children because I think it's a fun age group to work with and get to witness all the emotions that come along with that age and how the teacher handled it personally. I got to observe 6 different class periods throughout the day, and every class had a diverse group of students consisting of Caucasians, Hispanics, African Americans, etc. The interactions between these students were typical middle school attitude. When they had free time, they all grouped off with their own friends and had to be reminded to stay on task when the classroom started to get rowdy. I was happy to note that I didn't see any students being excluded from sitting with others. I actually saw a girl invite another girl over to sit with them, which was amazing to watch because this is such a tough age to make friends. During the semester, we learned many different theories that applied to the students and their socialization, and I was able to see firsthand during my teacher observations how these were applied. The theories that I'm going to be covering are Piaget's theory, bioecological theory of human development, and social interaction theory. Piaget's theory of cognitive development suggests that children move through 4 different stages of mental development: sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. The age group I was observing falls under Piaget's last stage, formal operational, which is 11 and up. During this stage, children's thinking becomes more sophisticated. They can think about theoretical concepts and use logic to come up with different solutions to problems. During my observations, they were going over safety drills and lockdowns because of recent events that have been going on. After the teacher explained their roles and what you should do in the case that it is an emergency, she continued to strike up a conversation on how you can apply what you learn to protect yourself inside the classroom and use those skills to protect yourself outside of the classroom. Many of the students raised their hands and were able to use this knowledge and put it into situations completely different. The bioecological theory of human development is a model that suggests the interactions between the individual and their environment, categorized into various systems that shape their development over time. As you can see on the picture presented, it's divided into a couple different groups that have different factors that affect the outcome. There's the microsystem, the mesosystem, the exosystem, and macrosystem. The level that I got to witness in the classroom is exosystem. There was a student who looked exhausted and wasn't doing his classwork when he was supposed to. The teacher I was observing confronted the student and came to find out he wasn't sleeping at home because he was so stressed out over his parents' financial situation. Although this wasn't affecting the individual directly, it was indirectly affecting him, which is how exosystem is defined. The last theory I observed in the classroom was social interaction theory. This is an individual's pattern of actions and reactions in response to other people. When I was observing the student, I witnessed an interaction between a group of girls getting ready to give a presentation. I noticed fairly quickly that one of the members of the group was more shy than the others. The girls were talking to her and encouraging her to get up in front of the class and present with them. You could tell the pressure of the girls was making her rethink her decision. She got up with her group and presented her part of the project with confidence. She changed her behavior due to her response of her surroundings. There are many important things that I learned during my observations, but I think communication was one of the biggest ones. It's important to have effective communication with your students to avoid confusion on any assignments or how students are supposed to behave in the classroom. These communication skills should continue past the student and with their parents as well. Keeping in contact with the student's parents can keep the student accountable while in school and at home doing their homework. This also lets the parents be aware of any problems occurring with their child in school as well. Continuing that communication train with your fellow teachers has a big impact on students' academic achievement as well. If your students are struggling with learning a certain subject, maybe another teacher has a different way of teaching the lesson where her students were able to grasp it better. I also learned a good tip from the teacher I was observing. She never used the same teaching strategy in a row. With her mixing up how she was delivering the information to the students, it kept them intrigued with what was being taught, which led to better overall results when grading came. Ms. Schmidt paired students off together and utilized cooperative learning where students work together to obtain a grade instead of by themselves. This not only taught them the information from the lesson, but had them practice keeping each other accountable on their work as well. She also incorporated having them do research on laptops in the classroom for an assignment. They aren't only increasing their research skills, but technology skills as well that they can apply to future classes and careers down the road. That concludes the end of my presentation. Here is a short quiz of the information that I covered. Thanks.